Welcome to Great Talking Entertainment. I'm your host, KJ, and this is the podcast where I review movies and TV shows from all your favorite superheroes, including Marvel Comics and DC Comics and much more. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel, Great Talking Entertainment Official. Now let's go, baby. Hello and welcome back to the podcast, to the YouTube channel. And as I continue on the new Netflix series, Eric, this is episode 2 spoiler review. And again, all the episodes are out. But if you just want to listen to my reviews, episode by episode, or you can watch the whole series by yourself and then listen to all my spoiler reviews, you have your options. That's why I made this for you, the people, the fans of Great Talking Entertainment Official channel. And of course, I do it for the movie lovers, the TV show lovers, the films, the shows, whatever. I do it for y'all, and I hope you enjoy these reviews. So again, this is a spoiler review for episode 2. So y'all been warned. Let's get into it. Episode 2 starts off with a press conference with the police and the chief and the parents. And the press are asking the 12 questions. The questions that make you feel uncomfortable. The questions that the police don't have the answer yet. And then the lawyer that represents Vincent and Cassie gave him the floor and gave him to say their statement. And Vincent apologized to his son for his statement. And I thought that was very interesting because this shows a softer side to Vincent. And you know, there's a part of him that knows that he messed up. Yes, he messed up for letting his son get abducted, but he realized, like, man, I messed up. Like he's questioning his parenting, him being a father or dad or whatever, just questioning it. And then that's where he starts seeing his imaginary character that is named Eric again. And throughout this episode, he starts talking to him, and the imaginary character is in his way. He's losing his mind. And important dialogue that left a clue was, like, the mother asked Vincent what he meant about "it's going to be okay, buddy." And Vincent explains to his wife, and says that he's letting his son know that he's going to be okay. He's safe. He's going to find him, and that he's looking for him. He just wanted his son to know that he loves him. And that's what he kind of meant when he made that statement. But then they start arguing, and they get into it, Vincent and Cassie, because he was asking her, like, why are you taking my parents' money as a reward? Like, what the heck? And she was explaining why, and that's what any typical parent would do. And then in this episode, we see that Cassie is having an affair with Sebastian. He's the guy with the food truck, and that leads us to make him a suspect. Like, he's up to no good. Like, he might have done it because in episode 1, when Igor was walking to school by himself, you see Sebastian kind of look through the side mirrors of his truck. So that's the kind of thing they're kind of portraying off. And then we see that in the next scene, Eric wants to bring his son's character, Eric, for the show, like make him become a part of a new character to the show, basically. And that would help, Igor out. That would help him find Igor and let him know, like, if Igor sees this, he may, believe know that there's hope and that his dad's looking for him. He's not gonna stop. He's doing everything he can. He don't want his son to give up or lose faith within him. So this is just the reason why is we're seeing him emotionally. He's going through it. Vincent is, as a dad, as a father, and an alcoholic. Like his whole world is spiraling. Like, you know, he just feels so guilty and angry and mad at himself that he let his son get abducted. Like, he feels like he has 100% failed, and like he's disgusted with his own self, and that's why it's like he wants to bring this character Eric alive as a puppet. And then it goes back to the detective who's looking for more clues, and he gets some files and discovers that the landlord has a file as in being accused of some pedophile stuff. And the landlord has a caged room where the landlord George said it's just the boiler room, and there's the furniture and the juice box that Eager had in his lunch. And then we see like these drawings on the wall, and then then shit gets real. Like George is getting arrested basically. Then Eric embracing the character, or Eric the image. I mean, not image, but imaginary character. So he's kind of like embracing it, and it looked like they're gonna, take this like hallucination character's advice of how to get Eric on the show as a puppet. And then that character is very interesting because it's really like his self conscience. It's like Eric the puppet is just a metaphor for Vincent's subconscious speaking to him, like, because again Vincent is feels so guilty, and he's ashamed of himself. Now the wife sees on the television that the landlord has been arrested, George the landlord, and his story seems like he had nothing to do with it at the moment. And Vincent does not believe that George is this. And through this, we see Cassie just struggling about the whole thing, obviously. And she just wants her son back. And this episode is also hinting that maybe Vincent may have done it too, because the way they're showing this, you can't trust the narrator. So maybe that Eric is, because we see Eric just drinking alcohol back to back. So maybe there's a possibility that if we're looking through Eric's eyes, maybe he's so drunk that he didn't even realize that he may have abducted his own son and done something of the worst to him. So that's a possibility, because Cassie's realized that Vincent is going crazy, and Vincent's mom reveals that he as a child has went through this before, indicated that his relationship with his dad may be similar. And Detective Michael chat with Gator, and Gator said that he had nothing to do with it. And it seems like Gator and Michael have a thing between each other, or maybe before in the past. And then this episode goes back to revealing more things. For example, Eager his blood is a zero positive on the blood that they found of the Good Morning Sunshine shirt. And the detective finds some security footage of Vincent talking to himself like a crazy person. So now they're portraying that Vincent could be the one that did it. And from what I've seen, like it's probably a strong possibility. Maybe he's so crazy that it maybe he's like Joaquin Phoenix Joker crazy, and we just don't realize it yet, because it does have that tone, and it has that same tone from an old movie called Crazy Taxi. It's really good. You should check it out. But if that's the case, here's what I think. I think that if Eric was the one, or not Eric, but if Vincent was the one that did it, I would have to believe that later. I bet you, like, if he did this, I'm not saying he did, because I'm not. It's only episode 2, but if he did do this and he's the actual one that did it, I would believe that Eager's somewhere in that apartment building somewhere, and maybe the body's there. I don't know how he would murder Eager, his son, but I would believe that if he did, then he would hide the body within that apartment building somewhere. And I can't imagine him doing it, but to see his anger through this episode, it's a strong possibility. So, and you know what? Like, the mother, Cassie, she is just trying her best, and she's showing that how much she feels weak and hopeless as a mother. Like, she represents every worried mother who's ever been worried about their own child, right? And she just wants to make this all better, and she just can't, because this is a situation now that's out of her control, and all she wants is her son back. And so her getting paranoid and thinking about, you know what, maybe my husband did this, maybe he did it. It's very likely that she would think that, because she's going through it emotionally. So I personally, I'll just say, I don't think it was Vincent. I just don't think it was. I just don't. But what I think is, with the detective, let's bring up the detective. I think the answer lies in between when we watch the detective and Gator have their dialogue moment where they're interacting with each other. I believe the clues and the hints for the audience to look for is going to be in those type of scenes. Because I believe what I'm thinking is, I think it's the club, because the club's not that is on the way where that the son needed to go to get to his school when he's walking. And so it's very possible the boy went a different direction, decided to skip school, because, you know, he is watching his parents fight, and it's unhealthy and it scares him. And I bet you he's more scared of his dad. That's what I think too. And so when I see the detective he's doing his hunt, his search, I want to say that I think the boy is someone in that club that we keep seeing has the boy. And that's all I can think of. But I don't know what they would do. Maybe sell him or hold him for money, ransom money. I don't know. It's probably more ransom money. It's probably they want a good chunk of money, and they want to get away with it. I think it's all about money at the end of this. That's what I'm thinking, based off of 2 episodes, episode 1 and this one, episode 2. So that's what I think. I don't. Again, at the end, we're just nothing really happened much at the end, but they added more suspects. You know, now, you know, it could be something within the police department. It could be something within the club. It can have something to do with a drug dealer that may have issues with Vincent's father, or maybe it's a coworker that works with Vincent. and because he's shown that he can be a real dick about to people at work, and he doesn't hold back on his anger that much over there as well. So there's a lot, because again, we know Eric wants to get this puppet character on the show. I mean, Vincent wants to get Eric on the show as a new character for, Good Day Sunshine. And a lot of people don't want it, but that one guy, his good friend, he's like, okay, we'll set up a meeting and you can pitch it, but you gotta be on your A game type thing. So, it could be him. I don't know, but it could be a coworker. So there's more suspects now. You can't just go based off of George, or Vincent now. But that's what I think. But if I had to give this 1 out of 10, I'm gonna give this a 10 too, because it was just great. I think they're picking it up, but it's very interesting where it could go. What I thought about the background, the visual, the music or synthy, I thought I thought it was very artistic. I thought even this, like, when it's dark out at nighttime in certain scenes, it just looks very New York gritty of what it would look like in the 80s. And, you know, New York can be crazy sometimes. So I think it's just like an old cool feeling to see that. But that's my review, guys. Thank you so much for always clicking on and tuning in on Great Talking Entertainment official channel on YouTube. Thank you guys so much. If you haven't yet, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. Hit that notification button so you can always be updated with all my latest content. And thank you guys, and peace